Now, what teaching approach am I going to use? I'll use an interactive one that is engaging. Interactive means that I will not be the only one talking. We'll all contribute because I believe this is a community. Learners, we all come here to learn one from the other. Now let's look at this. This reminds me of the old method that most of us were used to in school. We have our poor fellow there, he's learning all by himself. You can see he's sweating, has a hard time trying to recall his 1, 2, 3. And his friends are behind the classroom, wishing they could help him. But he's all alone, trying to learn. We wouldn't be like that fellow. We'll all enrich one another through our interactions. Now, like I said, I'm looking at report writing. Now, what's a report? A report, well, you have to ask me questions before, right? If I don't talk, what's a report? I always say, what's a report class? It's not my class. What's a report? I don't know. What's a report? What's a report?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
These are information about what has transpired.
He said it's a big information about what has transpired. Yes, anymore? Let's hear the ladies. Can the ladies help us? Mega. What's a report?
Let's put it in the simplest way. It's an account of something that has an event or a meeting, a discussion that has taken place.
A report reminds you of common events. So it's an account of events that you witnessed, a work carried out, piece of work carried out, investigation conducted. It conveys specific information to a specific reader or a specific audience. Now, what's report writing? Before we look at report writing, my mind just goes to the reporter, the Chinese reporter who was killed in Kano. When the thing was first reported, I just wondered, what was he looking for when he knew the whole place was on fire? Well, remember, he was a reporter. And there's no way in which you can engage your listeners. There's no way in which you can engage people who watch channels without being on the front line, without being on the back line. You get it? So I believe it was that zeal to do a thorough report of what was happening that led our friend to the battlefield. So when you write your report, what you're trying to do is to recreate through words, recreate through proper formatting an event that you witnessed, investigation that you witnessed, and so on and so forth, that you conducted. So to report means to give an account, or to recreate, or represent, or reenact, or reinvent an event. You use the vehicles of words and graphic formation to do that. And writing, of course, means to communicate events, situations, meetings, conferences in words and in graphic form, sorry. So basically, report writing concentrates on one, a specific event or situation, specific relationships of writer and the reader. If you have the issue of the writer and the reader in mind, I believe you do a proper job of writing a good report. So, and we also said that report writing also concentrates on language that is useful and that is suitable for context. Now let's look at the difference. Now this list is not exhaustive, and by the time I walk through it, we'll be listening to you, you will find out about things, kinds of reports that you write. There are several types of reports. They include the following broad categories. One is the eyewitness report, the work report, the investigative report, etc., etc. So let's hear from you. What kinds of reports do you write? Investigative reports, yes. Any more? Investigative reports, any more?
Eyewitness.
Work reports.
Eyewitness reports.
Sorry?
Eyewitness
reports. So these are basically the types that you write.
End of the year report.
End of year reports. annual reports,
Institutional reports.
situation reports, annual financial reports.
Progress reports.
Sorry? Progress report. Progress report. Okay. And let me say this, that by the time I go through the discussion on report writing, we're all going to write a report. We'll agree on a particular type of report, and we'll work in groups and hopefully present a report before we leave. Now we have a little assignment here. Mention other types of reports that you write as administrators in this university. Okay, we'll just do that. So we'll move on. Now, aim of reports. A report presents information. It's supposed to present information in a clear and concise manner. When you write your report and your readership is confused, then that report writer has not done a good job. Now, stages. There are 3 stages involved in report writing. One is the preparatory stage, then the stage of writing or crafting the report, and then the stage of rewriting the report. I must warn us that it's not as simplistic as it is, in the sense that writing and crafting the report will entail writing and rewriting. We tell our students that when they write their term papers, that we expect that they will write as many as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drafts before the final thing is ready. Writing and crafting the report reminds me of the story of a man an artist who wanted to come up with a visual portrait. And he went to work. By the time he came up with the object, he wasn't pleased with it, he smashed it and started again. So when you write a report, don't think it's going to be a thing you write once. There will be several drafts if you want to come up with something meaningful. And then, of course, the final stage involves rewriting the report. Now let's look at the preparatory stage. Now, before the report is written, the writer should consider 3 principal things. One is the message you want to communicate. Number 2 is the audience, the readership, and then the purpose of the report. So as you prepare to write a report, you must keep these 3 principal things in mind. Now, before the report is written, the writer was asked 5 important questions. What are these questions? 1. What needs to be communicated? What is the thing? What is the message? What is the content of my report? Number 2 is this. What needs to be communicated by whom? And then what needs to be communicated? To whom? To whom is the 3rd one. And then why? Why are you writing the report? And then how do you want to go about writing the report? Let's start with the first of these 5 questions. What needs to be communicated? Now, this refers to paying particular attention to 3 principal things. One is doing a lot of work, making observations, reading extensively. Of course, that will depend on the kind of report you write. Remember, we're looking at the preparatory stage, and then the next involves conducting research. Of course, that will depend on the report. If it's an investigation report, you know what you need to do. If it's a work report, end of term report, or whatever. Now, 3rd involves consulting the opinions of people through the use of questionnaires, interviews, surveys. So again, if it's an investigative report, you know you need to do a lot of interviews, you need to interview people, and so on and so forth. Now we have a task here. You have just returned from a conference organized by the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, on effective communication skills for secretaries and administrative staff of Nigerian universities. Now, write a report to your head of department on the conference. Indicate your level of participation, the paper presented, and other forms of participation. Work in pairs and determine what needs to be communicated. Let's do that quickly. So let's get in our groups.
How many minutes?
Just 2 minutes.
But tables, no, you can't just in the groups. You can use the tables.
Yes, let's use the tables as groups. On some tables we have 3, 4, 5, 6.